Oh my god, that's not a lot of perks or things. Alright. Alright. We try. Chapter 3. Expedition 6. Probably just done. Oh, it's 8! I have never seen 8 before. Dead loop 1. No, we're not going to die loop 1. Well, actually, maybe we are. We'll see. 8 slimes. You really want to get lots of slimes loop 1. It snowballs out of control. See? Observe. Could have vamps there or there. Either seems pretty reasonable. Put battlefield here and vamps on the other ones. Oh my god. Battlefield does nothing with slimes, they don't have souls. Oh, shit. Well, I didn't really want it on the vampires anyway. Seemed like a bit too much. Just trying the absolute gonads here. Utter and total absolute gonads. Did I just get 3 vampire mentions? So, a lot of this, actually... No, not really. Never mind. I was gonna make a point about meadows, but mostly I'm just getting really lucky. Yeah. Mostly just very lucky. Maybe this is not a great representation of how Chapter 3 is. Yeah. Well, this is the save file that beat Chapter 1 first run, so like... I would not claim that everything about this is repeatable. There were some mistakes that could have been fixed though in there, somewhere. This is best amulet. Good ring. Good grimoire. Okay, I want these when I actually put stuff on. Second expedition was very bad, yeah. Look at all the resources I get. I get twice as many resources for placing those meadows. We're gonna be rich. It's actually better. How do we get lots of rare items? I wonder if Loop 1 Witch Kill is possible with Maze of Memories. It's probably possible without Maze of Memories. Resurrection charge. The problem is I don't want that yet. I want it later. I don't want it now. Laying down one's life. That one I'm into, I think. That one I'm into. What do the iron nails I unequip do? They deal 1 damage to things when they hit me. Just don't want to lose these thickets, right? Don't really want to make myself faster yet, but I also don't want to discard any thickets. The slimes could theoretically drop me like 8 cards. It's not going to happen, but theoretically they could. I have to equip stuff? It's funny, this perk that I just took has made it so my skeletons die. Wow, I almost discarded the thicket anyway. Do I want to start the clots now? Start the clots a bit later. Now that I have a Bookery, I want to be playing Thickets, I'm pretty sure, so I don't discard them. Is it time to equip? I don't have to equip for this slime fight. There's no way I have to equip for the slime fight. Most people say Ancestral Crypt is better than Arsenal. Yeah, I don't think that's true. People probably lose on loops 1 to 3 twice as often as people using Arsenal. People lose on loops 1 to 3? Huh. Interesting. Might need the free revive because you're taking the crypt. Enzyme. Shields aren't all that great on Necro? Shields aren't all that great on Necro? Oh my god. Oh my god. Your shield can roll max skeleton, skeleton's quality, and skeleton level on the same item. Wait, are there skeleton archers? Oh fuck, are there skeleton archers in chapter 3? Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Oh, we're dead then. I need to leave a gap. Why wouldn't there be? They start spawning in chapter 3 is why. There weren't any in chapter 2 or chapter 1. Well, I'm not gonna die on like loop 1 through 3, but I will die eventually because of that mistake, I think. Do you need to stress about your town layout? Not really. It doesn't matter much. this right here is a good fight. This is what we're looking for. Loot 2, spend a couple of days fighting vampires and spiders, take no damage. That's the good stuff. It's possible for this amulet to be better eventually. I don't think it is right now though. Who's excited? I'm excited. Do we need more equipment to win this? Yeah, I think we do. Gigabyte! Thanks for the 10 months. Uncle Mushu to you as well. Hey, Wonder Tunge. This probably isn't actually better. Max skeletons. That's good. We want those ones. They don't give experience. Who doesn't give experience? These upgrades. So tricky balancing your different stats on this character. It's fun, I enjoy it. Vampires here. Bet you enjoyed it, Wonder Tunge. Field practice. Early field practice. Seems very helpful. That fucking cemetery. Not have placed it. It's funny, the archers actually make the cemeteries easier, right? If you're sensible. You space them correctly instead of not correctly. would that be? Because the archers are easier when you fight them on the tile that they're on. So if you just space them without things next to each other, sometimes they have archers in them, and suddenly they're easier tiles. How many meadows do I actually want? Probably like that many, and now just thickets. Don't know. How much can thickets really do for me? Suburbs are not that good, or are they not unlocked yet? Oh. They were really good, they'd probably be unlocked by now, right? Problem with the suburbs is that they aren't forests. I think that's probably the problem with suburbs. Thickets give you 2% attack speed. The more monster spawners you place, the more monsters you spawn. Yep. That would be terrible. This is okay though. This. Scully Bros kind of kicking ass, yeah. Yeah, they are level 3, and it is loop 2, and it is somewhat noticeable. They're level 4.15 if your INI sleuthing is correct. They have a base level of 0.65. I wonder what that even means. Does it mean to be level 0.65? What level am I? 600, maybe? What level do you think I am, Twitch chat? Oh, should I equip this? Maybe. The effects stack if you overlap these special buildings. Battlefields will make a chest each. Battlefields actually overlap and make a blood path. It's different depending on different buildings, I think is the answer. Didn't have much trouble with the skeletons on loop 3. Also didn't drop anything from them really though. Ooh, you get the bookery output if you're on the tile when you place it. I didn't know that. Crystals improve spawn on empty tile. Yes, we confirmed that. Or at least somebody said that they confirmed it. I'm gonna stop playing cemeteries, I think. Spiders don't have souls? Maybe don't play spiders either at this point. Play things with souls, which are rat wolves. Mono rat wolf. Rat wolf blood clot only. Skeletons have souls. Do these have souls? Wonder. You did testing? Wait, hold on. The math seems simple. The INA lists stat lines for each skeleton type. You take your skeleton level bonus plus 1 and multiply it against the base values. That's how health and damage work. Health and damage math worked via testing. Thank you. I've been delivered food, chat. The FAQ, Jeromeo. My INIs are not changed, but yeah, whatever. Is it burrito? It is burger. Is it worth it to intentionally not unlock some traits to make the pool smaller? I think it's more that some traits aren't worth unlocking. Because they're bad. No. I was reading your chat history to see the thing you were saying about the math that I missed the first time I remember. I did not know that, the thing that you wrote, so good to know. And you only end up with a certain number of the second type from the same landscape. Forest versus thicket, rock versus mountain. The answer is basically no, you can get lots. think it's being explained in chat though, so I'll let them explain it. Do Bookeries eventually kill me? I don't know. Hope not. Really want more max skeleton gear now. What tiles give buffs and what buffs they give? I just haven't fully ridden everything yet. I'm not intentionally leaving anything out of there. I don't know if Bookeries are the most efficient way to farm time shards. I have Bookeries because they are super strong. They are a very good way to do everything. Am I dead? Oh, we're good. Don't have any regen though. I need to play more meadows. Yeah, Velocis. Oh, I spawned the thing that makes enemies right in front of the skeleton archers. I am not doing a great job of that. I had the trait that splits damage between my minions and the trait that heals and then skeletons die as a combo. I have not had both of those at the same time, I don't believe. It does seem like it would be really good. The healing on the one that heals you when skeletons die is not very much healing, it feels like, though. That is my irritation with it and why I don't prioritize it more. I don't know how rivers work even after reading the spreadsheet. Someday we will unlock the river. And I will explain to the good people of Twitch chat how it all works. Someday. One thing that I think is interesting about this game is my understanding of it, at least, is that you and the enemies sort of scale in the same... What's the way to say it? You both scale at the same, like, order of scaling. So it's not like you scale linearly and the enemies scale quadratically, such that the enemies will always eventually massively outscale you. You can actually scale at the same speed or faster than some enemies in this game. Which is sort of weird. Same ratio of scaling, sure. There's probably a way to say it. Some of your stats, sorry, barely scale or hit caps on how effective they can be. Let's wear this. Since I'm getting half a magic shield permanently every single time I summon a skeleton, and I have a bunch of attack speed to summon skeletons very quickly, it seems probably pretty good to be able to summon lots of skeletons in fights. I'm pretty sure this is better. Although it stops them from dying. Maybe stopping them from dying is bad. As a cap on resources, you can bring back a total cap or an individual cap on each resource type. It's each resource type. This is Act 3. Alright, I have food, so I'm gonna playing a little bit more slowly as I eat. I think I'll mute my microphone too, because this is a large burger. Thank you for the subs. Frederick and Trappy Container. Appreciate it. We're about to die, so I thought I would unmute for this. There's only one skeleton archer though. Wait, maybe we're fine. Also, apparently I had a treasury I should have placed that entire time. Who's that? New phone, who dis? So this gripe right now is you can't lock backup gear. Yeah, that would be a really nice improvement. Ooh. That we keep forever, probably. We are super not dying. We are just completely murdering everything. Is there a boss that Necromancer isn't really good against? I don't know. So I was thinking about dropping my Grimoire for a bit and seeing if I could... Actually, let's just do this. Seeing if I could get skeletons dying a lot more to farm magic HP. Because I'm not really taking very much damage, right? So if my skeletons could die, that would probably actually be better. We have this to replace it with when we need to. Assuming that I don't forget that I have that and let it go. Yeah, it would be really nice to lock this, like right click it and it stays in that slot. That would be really nice. In the fake village fight, since they don't hit me. I mean, I could. I don't really. The problem with doing it is that it forces me to equip the better Grimoire earlier, and when I do that, I stop summoning as many skeletons in all the other fights, which seems potentially bad. How should they counter? 100% chance to counter attack. End up making blood clots? We've got some blood clots, yeah. These skeletons have not actually been a problem at all. Do gargoyles have a soul? Nope. Lose attack speed of allies by 10%. Any damage dealt not during the unit's attack phase is decreased by 50%. Those seem like really good enemies to spawn, huh? I very nearly lost my Grimoire there. Hello? A little bit intense. I've also had fights give me more items than I actually have space for, yeah. It happens sometimes. What's the resource we were farming? This one? And we needed some number of that. Feels like it could be pretty hard to not die to Lich. In Act 4. Act 4 challenges you, like right from the start. Very spooky, very impolite. Oh, Reward for this unit consists of 3 random cards, including cards you don't have, or 1 golden card, 33% chance. This isn't even my full power. It's definitely a game where it helps to have something else you're doing while you play a Roomba. Watching a movie, or checking chat, or eating a burger. Or thinking about something interesting, or I don't know. It's a vibing game. I'm gonna put this on because I'm afraid that I'm gonna kill both chests and lose it. I would have, yeah. I would have lost it. So I think what's going on is my magic HP, damage to my magic HP isn't affected by armor. I think what's going on is my skeletons die a lot at the start of the fight because I get hit and my magic HP takes damage, and then the damage is distributed to the skeletons without any defense reducing it. Although I only have 10 defense anyway. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Sometimes I take a bunch of damage to my skeletons early in the fight, sometimes I don't. I'm not sure why. Skeletons die early because it's distributed to a single skeleton instead of 4. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help, but it feels like sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And it feels like they die faster when they're attacking me somehow. Are weapon belt slants ever used in this game? Yep. But I have never used them. I have lower defense and evasion than my skeletons. Possible? I don't have particularly high defense or evasion, that's for sure. My taunt skeleton has 6.51 times 7 defense. That is significantly more than me. What if I become jealous of the taunt skeleton? Ooh, okay. So it turns out that shields are good on necromancers. Good to know. I mean, the best thing is to just have shields and plus 3 max HP whenever you kill something with a soul, right? Why not just have both? I think I had a thicket here. But I guess if I did, I drew all the way through my deck and don't have it anymore. Mage is the quality version of Skeleton Archer? I don't know. I've moused over them before, they have exactly the same stats. 52.09.5, 52.09.5, so maybe it's just like one deals magic damage or something and that goes through defense, I don't know. Probably. That sort of makes sense. The reason I take a long time to complete each loop is that I play the game really slowly. I've come to terms with this. Actually, I've never actually watched anybody else play this game, so maybe everybody else is even slower than me. Who knows? Well, Horde is pretty free. I could use Oblivion to... What would I use the Oblivions for? Just take this for the boss fight. I don't even want to destroy treasuries. The enemies they spawn are really good. Every 3 days we get a gargoyle. Remove the spiders and replace with something better? Yes, that would probably be the thing to do. Replace them with these things which have a soul. Also replace the wood guys. Also reasonable to do. Boss bar does go down if you Oblivion stuff. It also goes up when tiles get added to the map even twice. Ook bed. Yeah. Not quite what I want. Hey, it's this thing that we get the thingamajig from. Whatever it is. I didn't even get the thingamajig. Maybe you have to remember what it's called in order to get it. The time shard. There you go. I think we've already met. Last time the books were standing on their shelves. What's happening now? That doesn't even look even remotely like writing. Do you have any text in human or proto-vampiric languages at least? Funny joke. That's a funny joke. Just laugh. Please laugh. Shoe nails? Vampire Mage can blow... Oh, that vampire can blow up my skeleton so I get magic HP. Solid. Trying to work out what caused that dialogue. Because didn't it not happen the first? No. It did. Also, I want to get these time shard things. How do I get time shards? I have a treasury. New trophy, Crunchy Company. I don't know what that means. Oh, was that because like all of my skeletons were fighting all of their skeletons maybe? That would be funny. 11 skeletons on the field, gotcha. I'll be doing fine. Oh, that's because I have my overleveled stuff though. About when I stop having my overleveled stuff. It's a book! Oh dear. Pretty exhilarating fight. I don't even have that much magic HP yet. I have 220. You can get that on like an amulet that I could wear. I have a level 3 amulet. If I added this, 138. Okay, maybe it's not quite 220. Oh, did I get a time shard? I did! I got a time shard. If I get 2 of those, I can make the alchemist. Wonder if I should fight the boss this loop. I think it's unlikely I lose to Hunter at this point. Me too. Seems like clear. Just need to get enough of these orbs of unity, right? Redruth HP is just temporary HP, yeah. Oh, I see what you're asking. I have this one. Energy armor means magic HP. We found an upgrade. Congratulations, everyone. The Blood Lightning perk seems to just do damage. Just extra damage. On attack. FGJK, thanks for 15 months. I'll go more show to you too. I've placed my treasuries. I could have abolished other landscape cards in order to place more treasuries. That's what I could have done. When is a Loop Hero month? I think this might have accidentally unofficially become Loop Hero month. Like it, yeah. That's so much skeleton level. Also, like, very clearly don't need it, though. That's tough. I'll think about that a little bit more. Make more clots. I only have... I need for river... Orb of Unity... 4, and I had 0.9 So I need 3.1 of these. I need a lot more clots then. Uh-oh. Sandar. I don't think magic HP matters that much right now. I think I have plenty of it, and there are other things that are likely to be the cause of our demise if we are to lose. Do certain materials only spawn on higher difficulties? Yeah, that is correct. Although I think the orb for fighting multiple enemies spawns at lower difficulty. You just need to get 5+ enemies in a fight, I believe. I think that works in Chapter 1. Silverware. +2 damage to all undead. Are any of the bosses undead? Probably don't want that. Witch is undead? Probably. It sounds like Witch would be undead, based on my knowledge of witches. Almost better. Holy shit. Oh, I have the friends though. I have the friends to help. Probably. Where do the skeleton archers come from? After chapter 2 and chapter 3 and 4. The graveyards can make skeleton archers. Oh. Okay. Honestly, I should just place forests now, huh? Depends how many loops I'm going. I want to kill all these clots enough times to get 2.4 more of these. Is that right? 1.4 more? 1.4 more. 1.4 more is not that bad. So I'm doing like 2 more loops or something. That should be a low enough one, or a high enough number of loops that I just play thickets then, I think. The cap is 30 of them? Yeah, but I don't need 30 of them. Like, you're right. But like, 1, I'd probably die eventually, and 2, I don't need that many. What do the time shards do? I don't know. Need those for something? They're for the alchemist? Oh, okay. Probably not building the alchemist then. There are definitely people who have gotten to like loop 1,000. It is possible to go probably arbitrarily high on loop number. Wait, that doesn't always have max skeletons? What's the one that always has max skeletons? Huh. Can probably get 20 time shards on this run. Well, we definitely need river. Do we need river? Here's the thing. If I have river, desert, forest, which would be the plan, and which might be enough to let me beat chapter 4. I have some really bad loop 1s. It takes a while to get going if you're building like that. The Oasis doesn't do anything against Lich either. Well, like sort of does. It doesn't do much against Lich. I can probably win it though. I sort of trust myself. Hey Yubum! Hey, more better. I wonder if you're ever actually meant to take the perk that lets you take more stuff home. The book I have equipped and the ring always have +1 skeletons. Yes. I thought there was like a shield that was magical that had +1 skeletons, but maybe there isn't. I guess there probably just isn't a shield that always has +1 max skeletons. Like I thought this one did, but it clearly doesn't. Something else. I'm up to 7 time shards already. Wait a second. I'm like getting them faster than I'm getting the river drops. The bone-looking shield is the magic one that always has max skeletons? Got ya. That makes sense. Oh shit, we're at 2! It's happening! If I get enough time shards to build the alchemist, I could just leave without enough, and I could make my river by using the alchemist for it. Can you go above 8 skeletons? I don't think so. I don't think so. You're waiting for the second random arsenal? Incoming. Wait, this tile doesn't have a full fight on it. What's up with that? How is that even possible, actually? How could this not have made a full fight? Weird. The spawn conditions must be different from what I think they are for rat wolves. I'm going too fast? That doesn't seem like it's possibly true. Feels like it should be guaranteed to fill up in 8 days, and there's no way that I'm taking less than 8 days to go around. Could have taken Oblivion tiles to free up Blood Clot spawns, but then what happens when I draw Oblivion on loop 1? Pretty likely that we're not in this situation. Quite possible that I just die instead of getting this far. Is it another Arsenal? Arsenal incoming? No Arsenal. I think I just discarded a Thicket that I got in this fight. I just dropped so many cards that I spawned a Thicket and then discarded it. This is max skeletons? That's max skeletons, yeah. Imagine if it forced me to discard an Arsenal. Oh my god. Huh, this ring? I don't know if I'm gonna successfully hold on to this ring. Is this what I just got for the quest reward, by the way? A level 5 rare shield? I could have brought Oblivions to blow up those villages after they transformed. That would have been pretty reasonable. I want nothing to do with that. You were badly wrong about Act 3 in Meadows. I'm mostly just not playing Meadows, to be fair. Looks like I played 21 of them or something. Is there anywhere I can put this that makes more blood clots? I don't think so. If you're oblivion a tile, you can no longer get the benefit from it. It is gone. It is gone and forgotten. Another time shard. Stay. There's a skeleton archer in the boss fight. That's awesome. Well done, me. I'm gonna take a billion skeleton level for this fight. Oh my god, you are dead. Wow. Oh my. Alright, real close fight. Got a time shard. I got 2 time shards from the doggos. What are the bonus resources? Irrelevant. Blind Fury got changed. I think I just take the resource assortment. I stay. Which means I didn't even get the resources ornament. My stuff was kept. It's added after I retreat? Oh, okay. Cool. Big if true. Shield is 2 levels higher, but has a lower roll on skeleton level. It's like the modifiers don't actually get better as the level of the equipment gets higher. Ways. Oh, I should be playing more Bookeries. Well, it's too late now, I suppose. Yeah, I know, 100 V-Bucks. How long could it take to write something that interfaces with a brand new video game from an independent developer? Twitch's backend and displays information in a way that's parsable for anybody in the world. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit, we just got Rare Book. Alright. Okay. It's real, I think. It's actually real. Pretty sure this is the best of the supplies. It's this one, or it's the one that gives you 1 max HP for every resource you collect. So if this is 7, which is not a given, but if it is, I can easily imagine how it could have been 6. Not sure I can imagine it being 5, though. When I play the game this way, I'm making it harder for the rest of you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll try to tone it down. What's the book? The Rare Book. +1 defense for every card in player's hand. 5, 10, 13 cards in my hand? 5, 10, 13. 13 is max hand size. So if I play that sensibly, it's 13 defense against the bosses in Act 4. And, like, also the enemies leading up to the bosses and stuff. I currently have 14 defense on Loop 7 with almost a full map, for context on how much defense it is reasonable to have. You need to unlock the supply depot? Huh? That's unlocked. They don't drop if you don't have that unlocked. We are so far past unlocking the supply depot. That was like multiple runs ago. Gotta catch up. It always feels like I've done 50 loops and then you look up and I've only done 7. As someone who has never done more than 10 loops in a run, I just don't really understand the concept. I just don't understand what people mean. What would it even be to do 50 loops? Feels like the game's balance is horrendously broken if you can do 50 loops. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's like if the player scales linearly, the enemies need to scale quadratically for a game like this or something like that. It seems like there are ways that the player can scale as fast as the enemies do, and that becomes a problem. Forest in my deck if I don't use it, because it's what lets you have Thicket in your deck. The landscape cards, a lot of the landscape cards have two versions, one of which is twice as strong as the other. I guess Rock Mountain is a little bit more complicated, but Forest Thicket and Desert Sand Dune, they're both like that. And so depending on how quickly you want the effect and whether you want lots of it or less of it, you might play all of them, or you might play only one, or you might play only the other. Or you might play some of one until you get to a point and then only play the other, or you might play only one until you spawn the boss and then play both of them, since at that point you're just trying to get as strong as possible for the boss fight. There's a decent amount of complexity to that. How am I doing, by the way? I needed 3.1 and they have 2.7. Also, I just need another half of an Astral Orb. You were just saying that to you, it feels like you've been doing more loops than you actually have. Oh, I get it. I get what you're saying now. Yesterday I ordered food and then the doorbell rang and my food had arrived and no time had passed in between. And so I'm very concerned. Like, the fact that that happened implies something very, very frightening about how I'm ordering food, right? Pretty messed up. I love that I just have a level 3 amulet because nothing is better than it. Like, just sort of weird how the stats roll for this character. Am I planning to win the next expedition? I'm gonna try. It's definitely not a given. I think this run might have been the highest high roll I've ever had in a run. I rolled 8 slimes at the start, which I've never done before. I don't think I've ever had a better loop one than this. And then I got good perks as well. And then something else happened that was a high roll. Oh yeah, then I got rare book as well, which is another high, like... This one's just the highest of high rolls for me in all of my time playing this game. Oh, and I got the arsenal off the Omega Ghost. Wanna try to beat the boss this run? I already did. This is chapter 3. Should standardize loop 1 slime count and number of cards versus gear. I wouldn't mind them doing that. I also don't mind them not doing it. Variance in games like this does serve a purpose. but deciding which variance is good and which is too much can be tricky sometimes. I'm at the campfire. Do I have enough? I have 2 astral orbs. But I'm missing 3/10 of an orb of unity. I believe with 2 astral orbs I could build the alchemist's tent. 24 rations, 24 metals, 3 orbs of unity, 2 astral orbs. So I would like to complete the challenge in a few loops as well. Maybe I will leave. If I take another loop here, I maybe get better supplies, although I already have Rare Book. I might get 1 more supply. Great, Scanardo. Thanks for the 7 months of when we show to you too. Try the last run. I don't think there's much question of whether I can do another loop. It's just, I'd like to be able to say I beat it in 1 less loop, you know? I'd like to say I beat it in, I don't know, 32 loops instead of 33 loops. It's weird to be maximizing total expeditions and total loops at the same time, but still. I believe so, Calric, yeah. All right. So we want to build the smelter, the alchemist's tent. I've never actually equipped the bed, so I don't know the exact answer to what exactly the bed does. Wait. This is what I need, right? The alchemist costs that resource? Oh, it does. Okay. Interesting. That's fine. I can decompose this. And I have to make more of those. I guess the cheapest thing to do is actually to decompose these and just build the full ones. Do I even want river? I could just go forest meadow again. Am I going forest river? I think I'm going forest river. River is... what's the card weight of river? River is 1 lower card rate than Meadow as well, which is good. I am close to certain that I want Arsenal. I don't want Storm Temple. If a second river touched the same tile twice, does it double it again? A river tile makes the output of the non-river landscape tiles that it touches. If you have a river tile touching a forest and a meadow, the river tile is effectively a forest and a meadow. I will be using Necro for Act 4. Necro doesn't attack, so magic damage on Necro doesn't seem very useful. You had 8% attack speed off Thicket when you had a river loop around it. I don't understand what that means. If you snake the river directly up and down with the forest in between, with the forest line in the middle be doubled twice. What I just said. If you have river, 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 forest, forest, river, 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 river. This river is next to a forest and nothing else, so it makes one forest. This river is next to a forest and nothing else, so it makes one forest. This river isn't next to anything. This is next to a forest and nothing else. Makes one forest. This makes one forest. This makes one forest. Overall, it makes 7 forests. So I obviously need to make 4 of these to make rivers. Does the river always go there? Wonder if it's correct to actually build watchtowers. Watchtowers just make me much less likely to die in loop 1 and 2. I think I'm clearly building the smelter. So I'd need to make metals to make the watchtower. The stuff it would make sense to roll for to me is, I guess, furniture? I already hit the really good jewelry. Getting minus damage from vampires would be good. That's on jewelry. But just getting more antique wardrobes seems good. Let's take a look at what things there actually are. Max potions, HP generation's good. Vampirism doesn't do anything, that's a whiff. Antique wardrobe's good. Oh, antique shelf. Yeah. Yeah, antique shelf's insane. We probably just go furniture then. Food would be alright. Your relics seem poop in this game because you start with them. Yeah, they're massively overpowered. They're not poop. Is this a smeltery upgrade? No. Is the alchemist upgrade? No. See what bridge costs now and note it, and also do the same for 12, 9. I wish I knew what the fucking orbs were. The golden one and the brown one. Crafts and expansion. Golden one is crafts. Brown one's expansion. Also know what the war camp costs. I already noted that. I didn't know what river costs. Oh, I did. I haven't written down what library costs yet. Really should have done that. So, the question is, how many watchtowers do I build? How many war camps do I build? I don't know what this means, by the way. Increase the hero's strength by 4%. What is my strength? Is that my damage? Is it all of my stats? Calorie Taco, thanks very much for the 3 months. I'll show to you too. You think health and damage? He's Lubars. The scaling factor. Oh my gosh, if it's that, it's gargantuan. The stuff I can craft is jewelry and tools. How do I craft furniture? I can't currently craft furniture, and I'm not sure I know how. This lets me craft food. The lumberjack is for crafting furniture? Fuck. Fuck. Metals are definitely an issue, huh? How feasible would it be to get good stuff? I think there's a lot of very good furniture. Let's go 0 watchtower. Maybe 1 watchtower. Do I want to do the math on this? Not really. Your decompiler is chewing away at the code. I'm going to try and figure out the defense calcs. Alright. Interesting. Minus, so 15 more of this. How do I get 15 more of that? Don't ever need more rations, do I? Don't think so. Oh, I need 15. Shit. Well, I can get rid of the ones that I don't need. Don't need skulls? I do if I die. Very much do if I die. But I guess I only need 1. 1 death, which is 4 skulls. We don't need many rocks. Oh, I definitely need wood. It's used for crafting furniture. Oak bed, brick. Yes, antique wardrobe. Count's chair, brick. Yes! Okay. How do I sort them? Isn't there a button to sort them? I need 3 more good ones. And if I want a watchtower, which I sort of do... Hafu, hey! Has Hafu checked out this game yet? Thanks for the raid, welcome in everybody. There's a game called Loop Hero, and it is awesome. I'm Jorbs, by the way. Stream all manner of strategy games on this channel. Played some Among Us with Hafu at the end of last year, which was a ton of fun. Hafu is sweet. God Gamer. Been really cool to see her channel popping off recently. There was a button to sort them, but it disappeared in a patch. Awkward. Thanks so much for the prime. So this is a game where you start off and you walk around a loop and you have a deck of cards which you draw and play them on the loop and fight monsters and get more cards and equipment and level up and eventually fight a boss. And there are 4 acts, and you iterate through it all, and it has meta progression, so at the end of every run you get to go back to base and like build stuff to help you and stuff. And in my first save file, I was able to beat it in 50 some runs, something like that. And in this save file, we're about to attempt the winning run on run 7. And I think I can get to 6, because I sort of screwed up run 2. But I'm going very, very, very deep into thinking about all of the mechanics and stuff going on in this game. If you're interested in reading about some of the nitty-gritty stuff, I have !LHFAQ for the Loop Hero FAQ, frequently asked questions. But yeah, we're just vibing and we're gonna see how this goes. I'm actually pretty nervous. I got insanely lucky on run 1 and insanely lucky on run 6 in order to be able to be here, so hopefully we can continue getting pretty lucky. I never need these. I'm just, we have these meta progression type relic sort of things. And I'm making as many of the ones that I need as I can at the moment. Cost me 25. Oh, it costs 17 to 7. I would get 75 from this, but if I just make it, it gives me a full one in 85. Should just make it. The game looks intimidating. I have definitely reached the point where I am attempting as hard as I can to take advantage of every mechanic that I can. So if it looks intimidating, it's probably because that's going on. The only question I had was like the watchtower, maybe one watchtower. So if we alchemize up 5 of these, build 1 watchtower and have a slightly safer fight next to the camp. It's also like a really fun RPG. I really enjoyed this story going through the game the first time around. Bolt the burb. If you don't min-max, the game isn't intimidating at all. It's really a game that you can take whatever you want to out of. Telegram, thanks the Prime. Hey Diggity, Fatso John, thanks the 5 months. Would a warehouse be good to bring more supplies? I don't have enough good ones yet. What's the warehouse cost? If I super high roll when I'm crafting, then it's like fine, sure. But at the moment, I'm not sure that I'm going to have more than 9 good ones. We decided we were crafting furniture. Count's chair, another whiff. Oak bed, another whiff. Come on. There are like 3 that are really good. I never need these anymore. Yes, that's arguably the best one, I think. Why can't I scrap the bad furniture into good furniture? Fair question. Don't need these. Oh, I don't need these. How much are these worth? Not as much as I was hoping they would be worth. You think I can scrap equipment? Oh, I can scrap equipment. Oh, interesting. Okay, good to know. Thank you for telling me that. I did not realize. Just want the max number of potions. That's, I think, good enough to take, although not incredible. So I can just scrap all of these? Maybe hold on to dinner table just in case. Craft. Dismantle. New trophy, a barbarian. Got him. Another stool, alright. I'll take that. So I don't need this table, it looks like. It's not very good. I'm making it out of these. One more hit. Yes. 3 antique shelves. All right. This is the last one I can make. Do I ever roll something else? I don't think so. Rip. Need to go buy a lottery ticket. There are only like 5 different ones and 3 of them are insanely good, so... Alright, Expedition, Chapter 4. We have to fight God. It's okay though. It's allowed. I don't need treasuries anymore. Unless I want treasuries. I want it to go with the arsenal now. I don't want the bookery for this one because we need high value from all of our tiles, and it doesn't give very high value. I guess we want tiles that drop us loot. Wait, treasuries drop us loot. Treasuries give us max HP and make good enemies. Okay, so we want treasuries. I think groves are okay. I probably do not want cemeteries anymore. I think everything else is good. Just drop cemetery. Cemetery makes it hard for us to high roll loot. It's our best loot dropping thing at the moment. But the fights against the archers are pretty scary. Oh, I do need Oblivion in Act 4 for the Lich, don't I? Okay. Instead of cemetery, I could try to make ruins work. So the 16 months PK hacks ores. On a scale of 0 to 10, how much would I recommend buying this game? 10. Yeah, it's really hard to block all of the tiles in Act 4. You don't have long enough. Lich spawns pretty quickly. How do you unlock Forest? It's this one. Up here. Aren't Oblivion and Treasuries each fairly few cards? What difference in deck size is there to have both? Oblivion is 2 cards, Treasury is 2 cards, I think. I think they're both 2 cards.